Everyone hates him, and you probably used to, but I'm here to show you how exactly I play and build Limbo. Let's go!
Questions on my
First off, let's talk about the builds. The first one I have here is basically a build that you'll use for survival missions or interception. Uses energy siphon to make sure that your energy pool replenishes fast enough. Rush to make sure that you go pretty fast, because I mean he is pretty squishy and you want to move really fast whenever you use Limbo. Prime continuity, that's just going to be adding to the general duration of the abilities, of course. Streamline is going to help. Redirection, basically I chose the shields over the health, even though you get a bit more health, because you can't really regenerate the health as fast as shields, considering that whenever you're into the rift, you won't really be picking up the health orbs, of course. So that's kind of a disadvantage, but that's really Limbo itself. Stretch, Intensify, Prime Flow. Prime Flow is not really necessarily level 10. If you don't have it level 10, just go like level 8 or whatever. You can even use normal flow, but Quick Thicken, which is next, is basically going to be your main health pool, as Limbo really does regenerate energy pretty fast, and he has a really large health pool, so you might as well benefit from that. Cataclysm, Cataclysmic Continuum is basically the augment mod that we're on here. If you get a kill in your bubble, your fourth ability, Rift, it's gonna add a second every time, and basically it makes it so that your ability lasts for a long time. You don't have to recast it over and over again, which is really good if you want to have kind of like a safe haven build inside your bubble, and that's pretty much what I'm going for with this build. So let me explain exactly how this build works. So first off, whenever you get into the game, you want to make sure that you toggle your second ability, because you're going to be regenerating energy really fast, and that's going to help casting the other abilities later on. Whenever you have enough energy, make sure to cast the fourth ability wherever you want it, preferably into a large room with maybe some places where you can hide behind whenever the enemies become too powerful. Basically, use your second ability and fourth ability at the same time, and use your third ability to make sure that you get the nice boost of damage from the third ability. Basically, your weapon, in this build right here, I think it's like 3.6 times the damage that you're going to be dealing with the ability active, so that's really good. Basically, having the second ability up and the fourth ability up at the same time makes it so that if you're inside the bubble, you can shoot the enemies inside, and if you're outside, but you still have the second ability toggled, you're going to be able to shoot inside the bubble anyway. So it's basically like marking the area that you'll be fighting the enemies into the mission. And what's really cool is that if you're fighting and you feel like the enemies are kind of like too powerful, or they just outnumber you, basically what you can do is press 4 and the entire rift bubble is going to disappear, and what's left is going to be you inside your second ability, and that makes you invincible. So suddenly you can just become invincible, basically. Yeah, like I said, you can stand outside the bubble and shoot inside, which is going to be really useful if you want to maybe hide outside the bubble where the enemies can't really hit you in your back, because you only have to face the bubble and shoot the enemies inside that area. You only have to worry about them and not about the enemies outside. So you can pretty much like use like the safe haven and the bubble to your advantage. Make sure to always know what's around you. It's basically what's really important with Limbo. You want to know your surroundings and not get caught when you're not looking. The second build that I made was more for defense, so replacing Energy Siphon with Corrosive Projection was the first thing that I've done. Second thing, well, I mean, I don't really have the Exilus modded, but basically I didn't have the space for it. You might as well add another Forma to it if you're going for this build right here. I just didn't really think that it was worth it, and all the mods that I needed here were definitely needed. So we're going to be focusing a lot more on the duration and less on the power range, considering that the area that you'll have to defend with the rift is going to be much smaller. If you go into a defense mission right here, you can see that if you stand outside, maybe on the bridge of a Tower 4 defense mission, you can just make sure that nobody gets in, use your nice power boost to, damage boost to kill all the enemies that even get in, and I don't know, it's really good. And if you don't really want to stay inside your rift wall, you also have the option to just cancel out the second ability, of course go killing the enemies that are left, which is pretty good for both teamwork and making sure that basically you don't die. I think it's no secret that people will still complain about the fact that if you're not Limbo and you're standing inside the bubble, you won't be able to shoot the enemies outside of it. But considering you have a Limbo that should be watching the defense point for the entire mission, you shouldn't really be complaining too much. And you can also use the map. You know, you don't have to stand at the defense point, really. I guess you could if you were running with Frost, but come on, Limbo's pretty good in defense, I hope.
Do not see the value of those for 24